Hi, my name is Wes Theron, and welcome to this course on how to grow your website's audience on WordPress.com. In this video, we'll explore the tools and strategies to help you reach a wider audience and build an engaged community. If you have just launched your website and want to attract your first visitors, or if you've had a website for a while and you're not happy with the level of traffic it's getting, this course is for you. I've used WordPress.com as my hosting company and will also show you how to use some of their built-in tools. So make sure to register an account if you haven't done so already. Let's start by exploring one of the most important parts of building a successful website: creating content that people trust and want to engage with. By sharing quality content, making your site easy to use, and engaging with your audience, you build trust and encourage visitors to return. Over time, this helps you to create a loyal audience that values what you share. When we talk about quality content, we mean content that is clear, helpful, and relevant to your audience. Search engines and people alike look for content that demonstrates expertise, authority, and trust. This could mean writing content in the form of pages, an FAQ section, blog posts, news articles, ebooks, and other forms of content where you share your knowledge, keeping your information up to date, and answering questions that your audience is asking. To put it differently, high-quality content helps you build credibility with your readers, with many knock-on benefits for your site. Let's discuss some of these knock-on effects. Firstly, people are engaging with your brand because you are providing something of value. It makes them more likely to share your content with other people, and it gives you material to repurpose as social media posts, email newsletters, printed materials, and other mediums your audience likes to consume. So, what are some examples of how you can share fresh and relevant content? If you have a website for your electrical services, share tips on how to keep your home energy efficient. If you are a local business, share news about events you have coming up. Or if you're a restaurant, share updates to your menu or spotlight local farms where you procure your ingredients. Pause a moment and brainstorm a list of potential content ideas that you can share with your audience. Once you have brainstormed your ideas, the next step is to turn them into regular updates. In this example, I've created a portfolio website, and every time I create a new mural, I post about it. Regular updates demonstrate to your readers, as well as search and AI platforms, that your site is active and that you care about providing fresh information. A blog is a great way to do this. It gives you a platform to share insights, stories, or updates. In this example, I've created an interior design site, and I've set up a separate blog page. But if you scroll down, you will notice I'm displaying my 3 latest posts on my homepage. To add a new post, go to your dashboard and then make your way to Posts and click on Add Post. Then we can add a title, the relevant content, make our way to the sidebar settings on the right, and then add a featured image. That is the image that will display on the front end of the site. And when you are ready, you can publish. And when we return to our homepage, we can scroll down and see that our latest post is being featured. To add a blog section to a page, click on the plus icon top left, open the Patterns tab, and then make your way to the Blog Posts category. From here, you will see various patterns or design layouts, and once you find the one you like, you can click on it to insert it into your page. Once your pattern has been inserted, you can modify it further. Open the list view top left, and then locate the query loop block, which displays your blog posts. When you click on Change Design in the block toolbar, you can select a different pattern again or a different layout. And when you open the sidebar settings top right, you can modify the layout further. A key ingredient to growing your site is community. Encourage visitors to comment on your posts and take time to reply to them. This shows you value their input. Here are a few simple ways to keep engagement alive. Firstly, ask open questions at the end of posts. In this example, I've shared how I would spend 3 days in Rome, and I ended off the post by saying, what would be the first thing you'd do if you had just 3 days in Rome? Share your must-sees or hidden gems in the comments below. Next, respond warmly to comments, even short ones, and recognize regular readers by mentioning or thanking them. To manage comments, go to your dashboard and navigate to comments. When you hover over a comment, you can approve it, reply to it, or even mark it as spam. In this case, we have a new comment, so I'm going to click reply, add my response, and then click approve and reply. Lastly, clear, well-structured content also builds confidence. Use headlines that speak directly to your audience, layouts that guide them naturally, and visuals that support your message. It is also important to keep your blog posts organized with categories and tags so that visitors can easily find related information. This post, for example, has the adventure category, and when we click on it, we will be able to see related posts and read more about other adventures. It is also a good idea to add internal links, as it helps visitors and search engines navigate your site more easily. In this example, I've added various calls to action on my homepage. At the top, I'm linking to my contact page. Further down below, I've added a link to showcase all the projects that I've worked on. And then also a link to my About page to introduce my team of designers. Internal links keep people exploring your site longer, help search engines understand your content, and can boost the visibility and performance of your most important pages. To summarize, quality content builds trust, well-structured pages and posts build confidence, and engagement builds loyalty. Together, these factors help your site perform better for your readers, search engines, and AI-driven discovery tools. Next, we are going to explore the fundamentals of search engine optimization, or SEO. SEO helps your site get discovered by more people, whether they are searching on Google or new AI-powered tools that summarize and recommend content. The good news is that with WordPress.com, you already have many of the tools you need built in. First, let's make sure your site can actually be found. If search engines can't crawl your site, nothing else you do will matter. In your dashboard, go to Settings, and then click Reading. And then scroll down to Site Visibility. And then make sure your site is set to Public, and that Discourage search engines from indexing the site is disabled or not selected. And when you're ready, save your changes. Secondly, we can talk about page structure. A clear structure helps both readers and search engines. Let's start with headings. For search engines, headings help to understand the structure of your content, identify main topics and subtopics, and determine the relevance of your content to search queries. You will notice when you add your first heading block, H2 is automatically selected. That's because your page or post title is your first primary heading. Once you have added a heading, you can change the type of heading you are using by selecting the relevant heading in the list view, then selecting the option that says H2 in your block toolbar, and from there you can select between H1 to H6. This will allow you to ensure that your headings are in the correct order and hierarchy. Did you know you can use the outline feature under your list view to quickly check your headings? Double check if your H2 heading relates to your H1 heading and your H3 to your H2, etc. WordPress will also alert you in this outline section if you accidentally skip a heading level, helping you to ensure that they're in chronological order. You can check your pages for any errors to correct them quickly, rather than searching block by block. In this example, I want to ensure that all the types of sushi are listed as H4. Headings are also important for accessibility, and it helps readers to scan your content. When you use headings for accessibility, this allows screen readers to navigate the page better and quickly find relevant information. Also, keyboard-only users can quickly skip to the right section with the click of a button. Next, let's check your page or post slugs, that part of the URL after your domain. Short and descriptive slugs work best. To get started, navigate to a page or post. In this case, I'm going to make my way to posts and then open the one at the top, which is titled How to Beat Jet Lag, Proven Tips for Faster Recovery After Long Flights. The next thing you will notice next to slug in your sidebar settings on the right is that your entire slug is the title of the post. To edit the slug, click on the text, and in this case, we are going to shorten it and remove the last part. And now it only says how to beat jet lag. Then we can save our changes, top right, and preview the post. We will see the longer post title, but the updated and shorter slug. Remember, short keyword-focused slugs make your URLs clearer, more clickable, and easier for search engines to rank. Also note, WordPress.com automatically redirects your old slug to the new one, so visitors using the old link won't get a broken page. They'll be sent to the new URL. Search engines also pay attention to metadata and alt text. Let's take a look at what each of those means. Metadata is information embedded in your web pages that helps search engines understand what your content is about. While it's invisible to visitors, it becomes visible in places like search results, where it helps categorize and present your site and pages more effectively. For your site's main metadata, go to Settings and click General, and then update your site title and tagline. You will notice my site title is Serenity Designs because I have an interior design company. And then I will update my tagline to say we make dream homes come true. And then save our changes. These now become your home page's title tag and meta description. You can also add meta descriptions for individual pages and posts. Let's, for example, go to Pages, open our About page. Then in the sidebar settings on the right, we can add a meta description by filling out the excerpt field at the bottom. You can do this manually or use AI to generate an excerpt for you. Once you are happy with the results, you can go ahead and accept. And then save your changes. Alt text helps search engines understand your content better and is also good for accessibility. Alternative text or alt text is a brief text description of images and graphics. To add alt text, click any image, open your sidebar settings on the right, and fill in the alternative text field with a brief description of what's in the image. In this example, I wrote dead trees standing on a cracked white desert floor with large orange sand dunes in the background. But we can also delete our manual entry. Then we can click the 3-star icon in our block toolbar to let AI generate alt text for us. And as you will see, it's done a pretty good job. Please note, when you open an image from within your media library, you can also add alt text. Next, linking between pages and posts help visitors discover related content and shows search engines how your site is connected. For example, if you publish a blog post about photography tips, you can also link to another relevant page or post. In this example, I've added a link to a post I've written where I review various cameras and lenses. Previously, we also discussed how you can link to other pages from your homepage to help readers and search engines navigate our site better. Just be sure to link naturally and not overload your pages with links. When creating content, think of words your audience would actually type into a search bar. These are called keywords. For example, if people are searching for best hiking trails near Cape Town, use that phrase rather than my favorite walks or most beautiful scenic trails. Using the same wording your audience does increases your chances of being discovered. Let's look at another example where a simple revision can improve both readability and SEO. Instead of writing, "Here are some tips to help you get in shape before summer," I've added an optimized version. Best fitness tips to get in shape before summer. It incorporates longer, more specific keywords. It maintains natural sentence flow, and it appeals to both search engines and human readers. Also remember, search engines have become sophisticated at identifying keyword stuffing, the practice of unnaturally forcing keywords into content. The goal is to incorporate keywords in ways that sound natural to human readers. You can use free tools such as WordStream, Google Keyword Planner, or Ahrefs to find those keywords that you can use in your content. Take a moment now to write down a list of keywords you want your site to appear for, and then work those naturally into your site's text. Today, it's not only search engines we need to think about. AI tools are also recommending and summarizing content for users. The good news is that AI systems value the same things as SEO: clear, helpful, and relevant content. AI's goal is to provide answers that are accurate and genuinely helpful. You can also explore using an SEO plugin. While WordPress.com sites are set up for SEO success out of the box, a plugin enables more control over key SEO considerations. Some plugins to explore are Yoast, All-in-One SEO, Rank Math, or SEO Press. But if you are on a higher level plan, you can optimize your site for search engines with additional SEO tools. Visit your site's dashboard and then make your way to Jetpack and click Settings. And then navigate to the Traffic tab. Scroll down to Search Engine Optimization, and then at the top you will see Customize your SEO settings is enabled by default. You'll see another toggle for automatically generate SEO title, description, and image alt text for new posts. Turn this on to let WordPress.com automatically generate SEO titles, meta descriptions for new posts, and alt text for uploaded images. Next, we can click the drop-down that says Expand to customize the page title structures of your site. The page title structure determines how the titles of your content appear in search engine results and social media sites. In this example, you will see WordPress.com is the site title, followed by a colon, and then the tagline. Everything you need to build your website. If you do not add anything to the page title structure settings, your pages will display the page title in search results by default. Don't type any custom text in this section, but rather use the buttons provided. So for my front page, I will add a site title, followed by a colon, a space, and then my tagline. And the great thing is right below that, you will see a preview, the name of my restaurant or my site title, Umami, and my tagline, a journey through Japanese flavor. For posts, I will first add my post title, followed by a hyphen, and then the site title. This helps each blog or news post rank for its topic while still connecting to your site name. I'll therefore go ahead and do the same for pages, tags, and archives. And when you are done, remember to save your settings. And below that, you can click Expand to edit your front page meta description. A meta description is a short summary of your website used by search engines. Search engines sometimes use this information to determine the site's relevance for specific searches. Once added, remember to save your changes. After updating your page title structure and your site's meta description, allow search engines 2 to 4 weeks to re-index your site and display the new information. Lastly, did you know you can also customize the SEO title and description of a page or post? In this example, we are going to customize the About page. So let's make our way to Pages, open the About page, and then click the Jetpack icon top right. You will see an option for AI to generate metadata for you, or in this case, we are going to add it manually. For the SEO title, we'll write About Jack, professional photographer based in Cape Town. And for the SEO description, I'm going to write, learn more about Jack, his passion for photography, and how he helps clients preserve life's best moments. And then we can save our changes top right. Strong SEO is about making your site clear, useful, as well as easy to find and load. If you do that, both readers and search engines will reward you. SEO is a big topic. So if you'd like to dive in further, check out our dedicated free SEO course to learn more. Next, we will explore how to leverage social media to grow your audience by using WordPress.com's auto-sharing features and the sharing buttons block. These tools help us to reach more people without the extra manual effort every time we publish a new post. Social media is where your audience already spends a significant amount of their time. By sharing your content there, you're not just reaching your existing followers, you're tapping into their networks as well. Each like, comment, or share can introduce your site to new readers. So in essence, social media helps your content travel further and faster than it ever could on its own. There are two main features you have at your disposal to promote your site on social media: auto-sharing your posts with Jetpack Social, or adding sharing buttons so readers can share your content. You can connect your social media accounts so that new posts are automatically shared as soon as they are published. To do this, go to Jetpack, click Social, and then you can connect the accounts you want to use. At the top, you will notice it says Write Once, Post Everywhere, and just below that, it says Automatically share your posts to social networks. When you are ready, click Connect an account. And then you can connect the accounts you want to use, such as Facebook pages, LinkedIn, or Tumblr. Keep in mind that platforms like Facebook or Instagram don't permit auto-sharing to personal profiles, only to business or brand pages. You can also connect accounts while you are editing a post by clicking the green Jetpack icon. You will see 3 options. Below Share this post, you can connect an account, you can manually share a post, and at the bottom you can preview what this will look like on Google Search and other social networks. Once set up, your post will be shared automatically when it is published, giving you one less thing to think about as you work on creating content for your site. When crafting your post, keep in mind the post featured image, and choose an image that will appeal to people when they see it in their social media feed. Next, timing is also very important. Ensure you are posting when your audience is likely to be online and will see your post. If you are ready to publish but it's not an optimal time, schedule your post for a suitable time and your social media posts will go out with it. Finally, when you publish a post and click Preview Social Posts, you will be able to write a custom message for your audience which will override your social post content. Let's go ahead and add our own message. And as you would have noticed, it updated in my social media post. Finally, when you select one of your social media platforms, you will see a toggle at the top which says Connection Enabled. You can toggle this option off before publishing if you want to exclude a post from sharing. So now my post will not be published on Tumblr, but it will still be published on LinkedIn. Next, let's discuss content sharing. You can include social media sharing buttons on each blog post, making it easy for readers to share your posts. These buttons are added by default, but let's make our way to Settings and click on Sharing to take a closer look. Next to Enabled Services, we will notice that X, Facebook, and WhatsApp have been added. And you can merely drag and drop a new service to add a button. But at the top, you will see it says you are using a block-based theme. We recommend that you disable the legacy sharing features below and add a sharing button block to your theme's template instead. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We can scroll down and next to Show Button On, we can deselect or unselect posts and then save our changes. In the next example, I'm going to add sharing buttons to my template. To do that, make your way to Appearance and click Editor. Then we can make our way to Templates and select the Single Post template. This template controls the layout for all your blog posts. To get started, let's open the list view, open the nested blocks, and then select the content block. Click the 3 vertical dots and then select Add After. And now we are going to add the sharing buttons block. So let's use the shortcut and type / and sharing, and then insert the block. Inside the block, click the plus icon to add your first button. A list of available social platforms will appear. Click on each service you want to add. For example, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and Tumblr. When you select the sharing buttons block in the list view, you can change the settings of the block on the right to icon only or text only. But I will stick with icon and text. And when you open styles, you'll be able to change the icon color or the background color of the buttons. And then we can save our changes top right. And now a visitor can effortlessly share a post on their preferred social media platform. Another great way to boost your online presence is to link your social media accounts right on your site. This way, visitors can follow you instantly on platforms they already spent time on. You can do this using the social icons block. So let's make our way to Appearance and click Editor to open the site editor. And then click on the right of the screen to open your home page. Next, we are going to open the list view top left to find the navigation block, as we are going to add our social icons to our header. Once selected, click the plus icon within the block and select Add Block. In this case, we are going to add the social icons block. Then we can click on the plus icon again, select Browse All, followed by selecting the relevant social media platforms from the list. In this example, I will select Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. The next step is to add the URL of each social media platform. Then we can open the list view again and select the social icons block. To customize the block, go to Styles and choose between default, logos only, or pull shape. In this case, we are going to stick with logos only. Next, you also have an option to change the icon color. And use the block toolbar to change the size. In this case, we'll change it to large. Once you are done, save your changes top right, and then we can also preview our site to see our social icons in action. Remember, you can add your social icons block to your header, footer, or anywhere else. Once published, these icons act as your digital calling card, connecting your website visitors with your wider online community and helping you grow your brand's presence beyond your site. In the next section, we'll explore one of the most powerful tools for building a long-term audience, email newsletters. You will learn how to set up a newsletter using WordPress.com, send updates directly to your subscribers, and track performance to improve results over time. Attracting new visitors is important, but it's your repeat visitors who build lasting growth. They are the ones who read, engage, like, and share your content regularly. Email remains one of the most effective ways to nurture that connection because it delivers your content straight to your audience's inbox, where they are more likely to see it, click it, and take action. Every WordPress.com site includes all the tools you need to set up email newsletters. Your readers will then be able to subscribe and will get notifications whenever you create or publish a new post. To add a subscription section to your homepage, go to Appearance, click Editor, and click on the homepage area on the right-hand side. Click on the plus icon, top left, and then open the Patterns tab. And then we are going to scroll down to the Newsletter section. Then we can select a pattern that suits our needs. I will go for the last one on the list. Click on the pattern to insert it into your page. Then I will close my left sidebar, and then you can adjust the text and colors as needed. I am happy with my pattern, so I will hit Save top right. Now visitors can easily subscribe to your blog when on your homepage. Let's see how it works. Click on the laptop icon to preview your site on the front end, and then click View Site. Once we scroll down to the bottom, we can add our email and then click Subscribe. After signing up, a visitor will first receive a confirmation email to verify their subscription. Once confirmed, they'll get a welcome email. From then on, they will receive an email notification for every new post you publish. You can also explore other methods for visitors to subscribe to your blog, and if you use one or more of these options, you don't even have to add the newsletter pattern to your site. Let's look at these methods in your newsletter settings by going to Jetpack and then clicking Newsletter. Or if you're on a higher level plan, go to Jetpack, click Settings, and then open the Newsletter tab top right. At the top, you can control several locations that provide your visitors with more options to subscribe to your site. Let's explore 3 of these features you can use to encourage visitors to subscribe. First, enable Add the Subscribe block at the end of each post. Then click the Save Settings button. You can then click the Preview option to see how it appears. The following subscribe block will appear below each post and allow visitors to quickly subscribe. The second method is to turn on the option to show a subscription pop-up while scrolling through a post. and then save your changes. Then we can open up one of our posts to see this in action. When we scroll down, the subscription pop-up will appear. Lastly, try enabling the floating subscribe button and save your changes. Once it is active, let's preview it on the front end. As we scroll through the homepage, the subscribe button stays visible bottom right. When we return to the newsletter settings, you can scroll down and decide if you want the email sent to include the full text of your blog post or only an excerpt, as this will require readers to click through from the email to read the full post on the actual site. And right at the bottom, below messages, you can customize the welcome email that will be sent to readers once they subscribe to your blog. And remember to save your settings. When you write and publish a new post, WordPress.com automatically sends an email notification to your subscribers. So when your post is done and you are ready to share it with the world, you can click on Publish top right and scroll down to Newsletter. And then you will see two options: post an email or post only. In this case, we are going to keep it post an email, and then below that you can even send a test email. When you are ready, click Publish. Now my post is live on my website, and subscribers will receive an email with the title of the post as the subject line. To get the best out of your newsletter, write compelling post titles that will draw readers' attention. Include engaging images and clear calls to action that will guide readers toward exploring more of your site. It is also important to stick to a consistent schedule so subscribers know when to expect your updates. Finally, track your open and click rates to see what resonates with your audience, and then adjust your content strategy accordingly. You can track how well your email subscriptions are performing from your dashboard. Go to Stats and then click Subscribers. Scroll down to the Emails section, bottom right, and when you click the subject line of an email, it takes you to a full breakdown of open statistics for that email. Total emails sent means the number of subscribers who received that email. Unique opens means the number of individual subscribers who open it at least once. And total open means the number of times the email was opened, including repeat opens by the same subscriber. And lastly, open rate means the percentage of recipients who open the email at least once. When you open the Email Clicks tab, you can focus on what people did after opening the email. It measures engagement with links inside the email. You will see total clicks, which is the number of times links in your email were clicked, and the click rate, which is the percentage of recipients who clicked at least one link in your email. By analyzing these stats, you can learn what content, subject lines, and calls to action work best with your audience, and use those insights to continually improve your future posts. Next, let me show you how to promote a post or page using WordPress.com's Blaze advertising tool. This is an effective way to reach a wider audience and attract high quality traffic to your site. You can share your content across WordPress.com, Tumblr, and other partner sites. With a small daily budget, you can set up campaigns to promote specific posts or pages. The goal is to help you drive traffic, increase awareness, engage readers, or boost sales. If ads bring in more revenue than what you spend on them, you can make advertising part of your website's long-term growth strategy. To begin, make your way to Tools and click Advertising. This will take you to Jetpack Blaze, and you will also see a list of all your pages and posts. To find the page or post you want to promote, you can use the search filter or click the Posts or Pages tab to, for example, only see posts. Once you find the post you want to share, click Promote. It says to make the most of your Blaze campaign, choose an eye-catching image for your ad, adjust your title to make it more engaging, and pick the right audience, budget, and duration. And when you are ready, click Get Started. Next, you need to decide what your ad will look like. By default, you will see an ad copy provided by AI, and you can click on the little arrows to see more options. Or you can of course manually add a new title, snippet or description, or call to action. And when you, for example, update the call to action, you can see a live preview of your changes and the ad on the right. You can also set a new image for your ad if you don't want to use the one from the post. The best ad combines an attractive image and compelling text to attract your intended audience to click and engage with your content. Take some time to observe the ads of successful competitors in your space and think about how you can make your ad as eye-catching as possible. Next up is choosing who can see your ad. You can set options such as language, interests, and location. Let's start with language. You can set one or more languages. And below interests, you can select topics relevant to your audience. And finally, specify geographic locations down to the city level. The goal is to show the ad to only interested people. So use these targeting features to narrow the audience for your ads and pinpoint their language, location, and interests. As you make adjustments, you'll see live estimates of the number of impressions your ad may receive. An impression is a metric that counts each time an advertisement, piece of content, or web page is displayed to a user. Blaze works on an impression basis, meaning you pay based on how many times the ad is shown rather than clicks. And the great thing is, if your campaign exceeds the target of impressions, you won't pay more than the amount you set. Lastly, you will also see a checkbox that says Allow social engagement from Tumblr. And just above that, it says Promote your content as a native Tumblr post. It's a free addition to your regular ad, and Tumblr users can like or reply to it. Next, let's discuss budget and duration. Below this section, you need to decide how much you want to spend and how long the campaign should run. You can keep it running until you decide to stop it, or you can choose a fixed duration of 1 to 28 days. You can use the slider to increase or decrease your weekly budget, and if you select Specify the duration, you can choose exactly how long you want the campaign to run. Below Advanced Settings, you can refine your campaign further. Choose which devices your ad will appear on, such as desktop, mobile, or both, and you can also decide whether visitors who click the ad land on the specific post or page you are promoting or on your homepage. If it is your first time, you'll be asked to add your payment information. You won't be charged until the ad is approved and starts running. When you publish a campaign, it will first be reviewed, and below status, it will say in moderation. You will also receive an email that says we'll be reviewing your ads to align with our advertising guidelines, and you will receive an email notification when approved. Approval usually takes less than 24 hours, and once live, you can track performance from your dashboard. Promoting a post is an effective way to reach beyond your existing audience and attract new readers. You can start with a small weekly budget and monitor the results. You can always adjust your campaign based on what performs best, and even run multiple campaigns at the same time. It is actually a good idea to test 2 or more variations of an ad simultaneously. If you run variations of an ad for a while, one will often emerge as a clear winner and will allow you to see what resonates with your audience. If results aren't what you expected, try new text or images, adjust targeting, or promote a different page, even a dedicated landing page. Next, we will cover how your stats can help you learn more about your audience. When you monitor your traffic, it helps you to spot your most popular content, discover which topics your audience truly loves, understand where your visitors come from, and fine-tune your strategy to grow your site or business. But first things first, let's start by checking your stats. Log into your dashboard and click on Stats in the top left of your sidebar. At the top, you will see 3 tabs: Traffic, Insights, and Subscribers. Please also note, free plans show stats for the last 7 days, and paid plans unlock deeper insights, custom date ranges, and extra features. Below Traffic, your statistics dashboard is packed with actionable data. At the top of the page, you will see a graph, and just below that, Views and Visitors. This section shows how many times your pages are viewed and how many unique people visited your site. A view is counted each time a visitor loads or reloads any page on your site. This section helps you to see spikes in traffic. In this example, we can see on the 5th of June, we had more visitors. This could have been due to a successful Blaze media campaign or a social media post. If you scroll down, you will find your most viewed content. This section highlights your top performing posts and pages for the date range you select. This tells you which pieces of content on your site are resonating the most with visitors. So you can decide to create more content like this or repurpose the content into other formats like social media posts. Next to most viewed, you'll see your site's traffic sources. This area shows how visitors are finding your site, whether through search engines, social media platforms, or other referral sites. If most of your traffic is from a specific social media platform, consider sharing them more often or even try new platforms. Below most viewed and referrers, you'll notice a map, which lets you track where in the world your audience is located. If you are getting more traffic from a specific country, you could consider tailoring your content for that audience or adjusting your post timing to suit their time zone. When you scroll further down under devices, you can see what types of devices like desktop, tablet, or mobile your visitors are using. It is always a good idea to make sure your content and layout are optimized for smaller screens. As you can see, 64% of people visiting my site view it on mobile. Next, we can navigate to the Insights page. The first panel displays your year in review, showing your site's number of posts, words, likes, and comments. You can click the arrow icons in the top right corner to see previous years. The all-time highlights panel includes the following information. Number 1, the all-time stats refer to the total number of views, visitors, posts, and comments since the beginning of your site. Number 2, the most popular time. That is the day of the week and time of the day your site typically receives the most views. And then thirdly, the most popular day, which is the single most high-performing day on your site. Then we move on to the posting activity section, which provides a visualization of your posting trends, showing how many posts you have published over the last 12 months. And below the all-time insights section, you'll find a heat map of your site's total views organized by month and year. This visual breakdown helps you quickly spot trends in your site's performance over time. Each cell in the grid represents a single month's total views. Lighter shades show months with fewer views, and darker shades represent months with higher traffic. And right at the bottom left, the Tags and Categories panel shows which topics and content themes are getting the most views on your site. Each tag or category is listed alongside its total views, helping you identify what resonates most with your audience. And bottom right, below comments, you can view a list of people with the most comments on your site and a list of the most commented posts and pages. It is important to understand that traffic naturally fluctuates, even for the biggest websites. Seasonal trends, algorithm changes, user behavior, and even holidays can all influence these numbers. Notice the ups and downs. That's completely normal. Weekends or even time of day can affect visits. Dips in your traffic can come from maybe not publishing enough new content, SEO updates, seasonal changes, for example, traffic dips during holidays or summer, changes in user interest or search trends, or even technical issues like broken links or site downtime. Look at your stats over a few months instead of a few days. You want to see steady growth over time, even if there are a few bumps along the way. Next, you can also download your site stats to analyze and share with others. To do that, click View Details or View All below the section you want to export, and at the top right, you can hit Download CSV to export your data for in-depth analysis or reporting. Please note, you can also connect to Google Analytics for advanced metrics, such as bounce rates, session times, detailed audience demographics, and multi-site dashboards. To get started, you can check out the video we created, linked below this lesson. So, in summary, here are a few practical things you can go and implement right now. As discussed earlier in the course, The most important thing is to create high-quality, useful content. Focus on solving real problems or answering specific questions your audience has. Secondly, create more of the content that's already performing well. Also consider updating or refreshing older posts that aren't getting much traffic. Remember to repurpose content. Turn a blog post into a social media post or even a video. For example, a photographer could share a short behind-the-scenes video showing how they work and include a link to their related blog post for more detail. Next, use the schedule option and plan new posts around the times your audience is most active. Experiment with new formats such as videos, interviews, case studies, reviews, giveaways, etc. to find what your audience loves and to engage them. And utilize newsletter subscriptions. And lastly, always have a plan. Set realistic growth goals, like increasing views by a certain percentage every month. Your site stats provide insights into your audience and a roadmap for making smarter choices about your content. By checking them regularly and applying what you learn, you'll improve your site's performance and build more meaningful connections with your readers. Now, let's zoom out and talk about the bigger picture. Growth never ends. Building a successful website is an ongoing process, and the most effective site owners treat it as a continuous journey of learning, experimenting, and improving. It's important to remember that growth is not instant. Just like a garden, it takes time, care, and consistency before you see results. Make it a habit to check your stats on a monthly basis and set quarterly goals. For example, you might aim to increase your newsletter subscribers by 50, publish one new blog post weekly, or grow your monthly views by 10%. Another powerful step is to run a site audit from a real user's perspective. Instead of relying on your own view of your site, ask someone outside your team to navigate your site and give feedback. You may discover that something is not displaying correctly on mobile, a link is broken, or some messaging isn't clear, and could do with some rewording and rephrasing, or even updating images. The digital landscape is constantly evolving. Search engines change, AI will keep developing, new platforms emerge, and fresh ways of reaching audiences appear all the time. Growth comes from staying curious, experimenting with new ideas, and refining what resonates with your audience. Finally, let's briefly discuss a few more growth strategies. Number 1, collaborate with others. Partner with other creators, small businesses, or bloggers in your niche. Writing a post for another website or blog, doing interviews, or working on shared projects can all introduce your site to new audiences. And if they link back to you, it can also boost your SEO. Next, join the conversation. Be part of your community. Share insights, answer questions, or post helpful tips on forums, Facebook groups, or Reddit threads related to your topic. Thirdly, expand your site's features with plugins. Boost marketing, collect leads, or sell products. You can explore the marketing plugins collection to find tools that help your site grow. And lastly, you can also experiment with other forms of paid promotion, such as Google Ads and Facebook Ads. Even small campaigns can make a big difference in visibility. Above all, prioritize creating unique, valuable content and delivering a great user experience. Thanks for joining me in this course. I hope you leave with some practical skills, a fresh perspective, and the confidence to keep moving your site forward.